Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Let's seek the truth and travel the long road to justice together. What you know, Alibis? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi. Good to have you here. It's Monday, January 12th. Before we get started, the jury has been seated in the Brendan Banfield case. Openings start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be carrying that trial live every day, so come watch with us. And if you can't watch, I'll be recapping the day's best testimony in an hour or less each night, so I got you covered either way. We had 3 big hearings take place today. We had the first appearance for Michael McKee, who was accused of killing Spencer and his ex-wife Monique Tepe. J.P. Miller was in federal court today for his arraignment, and then Barry Morphew. So let's jump in. Monique's ex-husband, Michael McKee, was arrested for the murders of Spencer and Monique, and he had a hearing today to begin the extradition process. This is what I don't understand. They were married a whopping 7 months. They were divorced almost 8 years. 8 years? What the heck was he doing during these 8 years? Just constantly stalking her online? From everything I've seen from their social media, they seemed like a super happy couple, beautiful kids, and just loving family life. So maybe that enraged him. But what's interesting is I looked through the divorce papers and I didn't see any big conflicts in the proceedings. It seemed very mutual, but you never know with crazy people. His charges were upgraded today to 2 counts of premeditated aggravated murder. That does carry a potential death sentence. He was tied to the murders through surveillance video showing his car arriving at the scene just before the murders and leaving right after. That car was traced back to McKee, who was arrested without incident. And he was in court today for his first appearance, very brief, about 2 minutes, where he pleaded not guilty and also waived his extradition. So he will be headed back to Ohio. They did set another hearing for next Monday if he hasn't already been extradited. Spencer and Monique's funeral was held over the weekend, so let's read the obituary. It says Spencer, aged 37, and Monique, aged 39, Tepe of Columbus, Ohio, passed away on December 30th, 2025 at their family home. Spencer was born on December 9th, 1988 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Spencer received his undergraduate degree and his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree from the Ohio State University. Spencer was passionate about dentistry. Spencer also loved competing at almost anything, but his primary sports were soccer and golf. He enjoyed entertaining family and friends. He loved speaking in Spanish, but most of all, he focused on taking care of his family. Monique was born October 14th, 1986 in Chicago, Illinois. At the age of 1, she moved to Worthington, Ohio, where she was raised. Monique grew up playing soccer, was a runner, loved horses, and a book reader. Monique loved children and worked at a daycare while attending the Ohio State University to obtain her master's in early childhood education. Monique was a stay-at-home mom known for her bright smile, infectious laugh, caring heart, and bubbly personality. Spencer and Monique met online and quickly grew their relationship into a solid foundation of love and respect with a side of goofiness. They were married December 13th, 2020 in a private family ceremony. They had 2 precious children together who were loved dearly. Spencer and Monique were the life of the party, holding many family and friend gatherings. They were generous with kind hearts. Spencer and Monique will be deeply missed by their family, friends, and all who knew them. It is just so terrible, y'all. What a horrible case. A lot of people have inboxed me and asked about their children. From everything I can gather, they're with family who are committed to raising them. Thank goodness. It is the best case scenario in a worst case scenario. Monique's brother-in-law, Rob Misla, told Ashley Banfield, "We have had them for the past couple of days. They were just as happy and, unfortunately, unaware as they ever could be. But they're in loving hands, and even more people are coming by their side to make sure that they're taken care of. I don't think they saw what happened, or at least I want to believe that with my heart." As far as McKee, not much is known about his life other than the fact he was a vascular surgeon and he was living in a luxury apartment in Lincoln Park in Chicago. Neighbors who interacted with him are shocked at his arrest. It was rumored today there might be a press conference, so if there is, I will cover that on another episode. Moving on to J.P. Miller. He's finally being held accountable for his role in cyberstalking Mica before her death. And I really do think we could see more charges in the future. But for now, I'm really happy with where we're at. He faces up to 7 years in prison if convicted and a fine of $250,000. He is charged with cyberstalking as well as lying to investigators. Before his arraignment in federal court in Florence, South Carolina today, there were dozens of people outside the courthouse. It's a lot of the same people who still protest weekly outside of his former church. JP pleaded not guilty to the charges, and he also waived his right to a speedy trial. He was released on an unsecured $100,000 bond, and he must wear an ankle monitor while he's out. He's also not allowed to travel outside the state of South Carolina without giving notice, and he is required to surrender his passport. His next hearing is in March, and investigators did say the investigation is ongoing. Now, a lawmaker from the Myrtle Beach area reintroduced a measure that would better protect victims of coercive control. This is also something that Mica's family has pushed for since her death. There was a bill proposed 4 years ago which would make coercive control a crime with a penalty of up to 10 years in prison as well as a $10,000 fine. But it stalled in both chambers of the General Assembly. We are in South Carolina, and honestly, y'all, a bit behind the times because we don't even have strangulation laws in place yet. But what are examples of coercive control? Because this is absolutely abuse, but sometimes it can be very hard to detect. Coercive control can include isolating a person from their friends and family, depriving a person of basic needs, monitoring a person's time, monitoring a person via online communication tools or using spyware, taking control over aspects of a person's everyday life, including where the person may go, who the person may see, what they might wear, and when they may sleep. Depriving a person access to support services, including medical services. Repeatedly insulting a person, including expressing the person's worthlessness. Enforcing rules and activities that humiliate, degrade, or dehumanize the person. Forcing a person to take part in criminal activity, including shoplifting and neglect or abuse of children, to encourage the person's self-blame and prevent disclosure to authorities. Financial abuse, including control of finances and only allowing a person a certain allowance. There can be threats to hurt or kill, threats to a child, threats to reveal or publish private information or extort the person or a family member of the person's family in retaliation by legal or other means, as well as physical assault, sexual abuse, and preventing a person from having access to transport or from even working. So if you or someone you know is a victim of coercive control, there is help 24/7. You can call the hiding place at 1-888-341-9568. They can connect you to local resources in your area to get you out of a really bad situation that unfortunately will never improve. And to finish up today's episode, Barry Morphew was in court today. He had to enter a plea, which, try not to be shocked, y'all, it was not guilty. He also waived his right to a speedy trial. The judge did set his trial date for October 13th. That trial is expected to last around 6 weeks with a projected end date of November 20th. So again, tomorrow we start covering the Brendan Banfield case. That's going to be what I do all week. If there are any updates in any of the cases we're covering, I'll likely do a YouTube short if it's something quick. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell notification so that you get alerts when I go live or post new content. That is it for today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, and we will see you soon.